object. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa billahi min ash-shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So who's going to read? Who's going to read? We haven't heard Nurbano reading. We welcome you to the Saturday class. Would you like? Do you mind?
Sure.
No. Okay. So let's start, inshallah. This is a new discussion, new topic. It's not new topic, but it is new. We have been studying the hereafter for last maybe more than 2-3 years. The prophethood, messengership, and then belief in hereafter, and then how to read the book of creation. Now we are, inshallah, intending to bring all this theoretical information, if you like, mostly our observations and our understanding of what is going on in this universe. Now, we have to move in how to live by this information in our practical life. Of course, in our practical life, we don't really mean how are we going to deal with this universe and at the level of the relationship between me and the objects out there. But just on the contrary, how am I going to evaluate the objects as far as my human side is concerned, not my physical side is concerned? For example, I am breathing, I am walking, speaking, eating, communicating with people. Okay, while I am doing all these actions, which kind of state of mind I should have? So that is called my consciousness will be related to my physical relationship, not the relationship with my my relationship with the physical world, but my attitude, my understanding, my awareness of my relationship with the physical world. So what we are going to read today is about the very frequently used vocabulary in the Quran, Bismillah. So what does it mean? But we are not going to talk about what is the virtue of Bismillah, how it is encouraged in the Hadith narrations in the Quran. No, these are not our interest. At the existential level, my relationship with me, with the rest of the universe or things that I am communicating or interacting with, how am I going to evaluate the existence of the things in my consciousness, awareness, and relate to myself? Of course, when we say relate to myself means my understanding, my feelings, and also my physical interaction. So do I do anything? For example, I in my physical interaction includes what? Touching, which is more obvious, seeing, and talking about the things. Talking about the things. It's my physical interaction. And coming to a conclusion, inshallah. Let's start.
How do you guys read usually? Just little by little or the whole thing?
Yeah, first, start to read, we say stop.
Okay.
So
In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate.
now that's what we are going to study, but we will question why the author started with this phrase. We will question all this.
And from him do we seek help.
No, these are not our main subjects, so we pass. Now, these are important concepts. we say, okay, when nasta'inu bih, I think the Arabic word is for it.
All praise be to God, the sustainer of all the worlds, and blessings and peace be upon our Master Muhammad and all his family and companions.
This is also a phrase which is very commonly used among the wisdom community. Now, praise is to God. We studied this, we may study this in another section. And why are we mentioning praising with God and also asking blessings and peace on a certain person? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Yeah, together. It looks like as if there's an equation between between the sustainer of the world and a person who's called Muhammad. What is the relationship? We can talk about this matter again in another section now, because we want to concentrate on the phrase in the name of God in this section of the book. But we have to remember that it is very practical to notice, which I very frequently come across with this question: why do we mention the name of Muhammad or asking for blessings and peace upon him next to God always? That's the problem. And also, if someone asks, what is the sign of being a Muslim outwardly in a spoken language, in a verbal expression, we say, I witness there is no God, there is no creator but God, and also I witness immediate afterwards. We use this phrase that Muhammad is his messenger. Why are we relating to this? What we understand I'm not going into details about this topic, but whatever we have, any kind of understanding, any knowledge about the source of existence of the universe, this connection, this information is conveyed to us through a person who's called Muhammad or other prophets and messengers, not only Muhammad, but in this time, in this age, we are closer to the message of Muhammad, and it is accessible to us as it is claimed to be preserved from its preserved as it is original form. So what we are saying, look, that is what I understand from the universe, but at the same time, this understanding is conveyed to me through the message that Muhammad brought from the Creator. These are all claims. Of course, we are not demonstrating the proof. It's a long discussion. We studied prophethood for maybe months, if not years. And the relationship between me and the universe, the source of the existence of the universe, is taught to me by the message that I learned through Muhammad. Do you see what I mean? So when I say Muhammad is the messenger of God, if somebody remembers, which I remember, it was years ago when we were studying the belief in the messengership what it is. Why do we really need it? Is there such a thing? This kind of discussions we had a long period of time. We said during these discussions there is no separation between uh, giving testimony to existence of the creator and the qualities of the creator, getting understanding of the creator, which kind of creator he is, cannot be separated from the messenger, because without the message that we receive through the messengers in general, we cannot really conclude about the creator's qualities. We can only talk about there must be a creator conclusion. It is a logical conclusion. It is necessary, but to conclude this, and afterwards, which kind of creator is he, or is it? Which kind of creator? We don't know. But we must say there must be something. That's it. That's what we can go as far. But through the message that we received, again, through the person who's called Muhammad, we understand the qualities of the creator and relate it to our human qualities and establish a link between these two, related to our human qualities. For example, so it is all the qualities about the creator is not abstract notions. We have to notice that. These are related to our human qualities. So we are learning through this message that we received through Muhammad, late Muhammad, all the messengers. What we are learning ultimately seems to be we are learning about the qualities of the creator of the universe. But in fact, who will continue this? We are learning. It means who we are. So that all the senses or whatever the qualities, human qualities, we are given what we have, start making sense to us. Why do we have them? We have them. We understand after using the message, we understand that we have them in order to know who we are, so that we can relate to our source of existence and make sense of our existence in terms of the source, our source of existence. It means if we understand that the source of existence, my source of existence, is the one who is the source of existence of the universe, it means I become as wide as the universe, and I encompass the message of the whole universe with all its degrees. So that is why in Islamic tradition, each human being is equated to whole universe. Everybody lives in his own universe. So we cannot say that I am alone in this world. No, you have universe in you. Who else do you want? Only, I think, Shakur wants his mother and father, but when he grows, he will just go away. And he will start giving advice, don't worry. After the age of 16, 17, he will say, you don't know. He will start giving advice to you, to the parents. Because he developed his awareness of his own universe now. And what he does, we all do, we look from our perspective and and analyze the other people's perspective from our universe. That's why it is not the same. Everybody sees the universe from his own, how do you say,
Perspective.
lens, his own lens. But not alone. You cannot say, I am alone. So somebody is alone as well. No. I speak, if I am aware of it, with my universe together. And another person also responds to me with his universe together. That's why everybody's view is different. This is the, how do you say, gist of relativity means, this, that everything is relative. There is no objectivity because I cannot be objective. I can be objective only within my own universe. And I cannot compare it with your universe. Do you understand? It's a very interesting point. So people recovering it recently, saying that there is no objectivity. Right. I say, good morning. It has already been discovered 1400 years ago. Everybody is unique. That's it. So you cannot equate one person to another. Impossible. Not because the truth is objective or subjective. No, everybody is unique. That's the reality. Why are you talking about objectivity or subjectivity? Everybody is unique, period. So no one can be equal to each other. Yeah. Do you understand? It's a very interesting point to me. I was thinking of it on the bus, train, whatever, subway. Okay, it's interesting. So the problem is not confirming the messenger of Muhammad, messengership of Muhammad. We have to understand this. But I must be convinced with the teachings of the message of the Muhammad that we received from him, through him, sorry, not from him, through him, confirmable with the witnessing of the universe, as well as with the message he brought to us, as he said, claimed, from the source of existence of the universe. So this triangle relationship between me and the universe and the source of the universe is established through the teachings of the prophet. That's why I understand that teachings of the prophet is or must be from the source of existence of the universe. So when I say there is a source of existence of the universe, he has such and such qualities, what I am doing, I am confirming the message. So they say, why do you mention about Muhammad? Muhammad himself as a person is not important, but what he represented as the presenter of the message and also instructor of the message, I say I am confirming with it. It means I am happy with it. That's why when I declare that I believe in the Creator, it means I am declaring, if I am convinced through the message of Muhammad, I am declaring that Muhammad's message is really correct as far as my relationship between me, universe, and the source of existence of both of us, universe and me. So this triangle relationship has been, triangle means it is circular in fact, but triangle with 3 points. If you like, draw a circle and make a triangle in it. All the touching 3 points, tangents in it, one of them is me, the other one is the universe, the other one is the source of existence of the universe. Of course, this is not at the same level. This is an intellectual conception of the existence. That's why when we say, for example, most of the Muslims practice prayer, and during when they sit, they recite what? التحيات لله blah blah, and then السلام عليك أيها النبي. Why عليك? Oh, the peace be upon you, oh the messenger. What is that? Because previously I said what? التحيات لله والصلوات والطيبات لله. التحيات الصلوات المباركات الطيبات لله. I concluded this after understanding the message of Muhammad. Of course, if someone does not go through this process, his saying will be just imitating the culture. So it needs awareness to be able to say, Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabi, or peace be upon you. It means I am in peace with your message, or the Nabi Muhammad. Did we get it? So it is a summary of what all we studied during this messengership, during our discussions on messengership. This bothers many people without realizing, or doesn't bother at all for anyone who's not aware of what he's saying. Okay. Okay. Inshallah.
Brother, you wanted a few
Not
words.
brother and sister.
Brother and sister.
It means really, it includes in it, but translation is wrong. Anyway.
You wanted a few words of advice from me, so listen to a few truths included in eight short stories, which, since you're a soldier, are in the form of comparisons of a military nature. I consider my own soul to need advice more than anyone, and at one time I addressed my soul at some length with 8 words inspired by 8 verses of the Quran from which I had benefited. Now I shall address my soul with these same words, but briefly and in the language of ordinary people. Whoever wishes may listen together with me.
So we understand from this that he is writing from this paragraph to a people who are more familiar with military life. It's very famous historically. The Turks, Mongols are known, and they are related to each other. Live on plundering through military life. So they are raiders. So these are the descendants of this kind of character people. But I don't think everybody is aware of what military life is. Right? No, most of the people are not interested in it and don't like it either. So don't relate it to yourself, but take it, all these examples, take it to your interest area. To your interest area. Whatever your specialty is in this world. If you're a soldier or an officer in the army, yeah, you can take it, these examples that we will follow, not immediately, but later on. But if you are an engineer, think about it in your own. If you are an, I don't know, sociologist, think about it in a social context. And if you are an educator, think about it in terms of schooling, not necessarily school system, education system. Not necessarily that we have to imitate these examples which are presented to us, which will be presented to us in terms of military metaphors or examples. Okay, so forget about story related to your own profession.
The first word.
Yeah.
Bismillah, in the name of God, is the start of all things good. We too shall start with it.
No, not with it, with it. Not with it, it's wrong translation. So, in the name of God, now immediately, if you notice, the author is very conscious of what he's saying. Look, it's studying in the name of God. What does in the name of God mean? What do you mean by in the name of God? Of course, we are going to go into depth of this statement. So this is what the stand, or if you like, methodology that the author follows, is the start of all things. All things. So I say, Bismillah, this in the name of God, should not be understood in a restrictive field that we have to say at certain moments vocabulary, use the vocabulary. It has nothing to do with what in the name of God is. But everything, all things, starts with in the name of God. So what does it mean? All things starts with in the name of God. Think about yourself first. What is your starting point in this world?
Existence.
Correct. Your first existence. Yeah. And then your life, and then your human qualities altogether. Yeah. So all the things come into existence
Not by themselves.
not by themselves, but in the name of God, means through the act of creation of God, who is the Lord of the universe. Do you see what it's very simple, isn't it? So the author uh, put a restriction here, saying that all things good. Ah, what does it mean? Good. Ah, do you think the bad things don't come into existence in the name of God? They come into existence in the name of Satan or what? Whatever this culture introduces
There is
to
no
you.
coming into existence without
Or,
it being good.
Alhamdulillah. So there is nothing existent in this universe which is not good in its existence. Why people always have problems with the subject of, or they call it problem of evil? Because they take it for granted that what they don't like within the frame of their expectations, but these expectations are not their unspoiled nature, affected, influenced nature. For example, somebody applies for a job and waits for acceptance for this application. But for a farmer, it doesn't exist such a thing. There's not the expectation of any acceptance of the application for him. It is irrelevant for him. So according to my expectations, for example, I see a nice coat on somebody, it looks warm, I say, I want one. So I might have one, but if I'm lost, it is bad. Not in its existence, it is bad, because my expectations are not met according to my expectations, is bad. Not in its existence is bad, because the same code is stolen by somebody else and it is it is functioning in a useful way for this other person. So in its existence, we have to question. But as far as my expectations are concerned, I name it as I give a title. It is a bad thing happened to me. What happened? I lost my coat. it's an evil, for example. Correct?
Question.
I know it's a very hot subject. Always, everybody talks about it. So I'm not surprised there will be not one, many questions.
So while we're on the topic of expectations,
Yep.
you use the word my expectations.
Yeah.
Does that imply that mm, the needs that I exist with,
Hmm.
or I'm made to exist with, um, are separated from the term my expectations? So it almost like implies that I'm exploiting my existence to a point where I'm developing or I'm creating false needs, requirements, wants, desires, and then is that what you're labeling my expectations?
Now, it can be put it in a shorter statement saying that not my natural expectations, but my nurtured expectations.
Mhm.
Does it express what you want to say?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, my natural expectations should not be influenced, affected by nurtured expectations.
Acquired.
Sorry?
Acquired would be much better.
So it must be not acquired within the conditions that I come to a conclusion that this is what I need. Yeah, for someone, for example, this kind of food, this kind of clothing that I must have. For another person, this is enough for me. Relative again. So all these expectations, we have to question whether it is a natural expectations, which means the expectations I am created with, or I myself acquired them. Well, I must make the distinction. So what is the most important natural expectations that we have? Any answer? Most important natural expectations.
Meaning?
Sorry?
Meaning?
Meaning, yes. So uh, that's a good answer. One of the good answers. So do my existence and the existence of the universe have meaning? Is there anything with which has no meaning?
No.
No.
So the whole existence is good. But I may not get it, I may not get it, and I may interpret it something which doesn't have meaning. That's my acquired expectation or acquired knowledge or acquired whatever. That's my acquisition. So we have to make the difference. What else? Maybe more fundamental than meaning.
Physical needs to sustain your existence.
That is, physical need is, for example, what is the physical need?
S- Feeding yourself, hunger.
More fundamental.
Someone says
Yes, but keep it after finding the four
What did you
fundamental.
say?
But remind me, we have to talk about permanence, yeah,
Need to be given existence?
existence. Now, after existing in whatever the form we are, that is the most important thing for us to have it, not to lose the existence. As an extension to the existence, what you said, permanent existence. Permanent existence. So I think even temporarily I may lose it, but I must make sure that my existence is permanent. But it may change it. For example, now Shakur exists as a toddler, not baby anymore. Okay, toddler. Good. But does he mind, or as the conscious representative of Shakur, do you mind if Shakur loses his toddler status of existence and becoming a young person? Yes or no? You don't mind. But what he's going to lose his existence as he is now. You don't mind because his existence still. Sorry?
Because the existence doesn't belong to me.
No.
Because he's continually given existence.
So he is given continuous in his existence, whether it changes or not, doesn't bother you much. Right? Yeah, that is the point. It doesn't bother you because he continues his existence. So, but he has lost his babyhood, and he is going to lose soon his toddler stage of existence, but he will become a child, normal. Walking, running, and asking child, and then he will become a quarreling child. Don't expect this. Don't be run away from it. Be ready. Be ready. He will quarrel. Everybody does, and see it as that is the continuation of existence and the stages in the existence. As long as he exists, I don't mind. How about, of course, immediate question is when we die. Now, that's my main concern. So, in order to deal with the death reality, we have to deal whether death is meaningful or not. That we have to study. Still, if we can conclude that if death, for example, somebody may not die completely, but let's say he may lose one of his limbs, the pronunciation, limbs, or he may lose some of his existing or previously existing human qualities, memory, thinking, I don't know, hearing like me, seeing like me, breathing like me. You know, I have many examples in my existence now. So if I permanently lose them, if I understand through the meaning of existence, but it's important, using the meaning of existence, if I really conclude that this is a permanent loss for me, when I lose my, even partial doesn't matter, hearing or seeing, whatever, and dying at the end, it is a permanent loss, it is evil for me. But if it is not a permanent loss, as in the obvious example of Shakur's as being a toddler, I don't matter. No one bothers. No one says, oh, this is growing, changing, oh, don't panicking. No. As long as he continues existing, no problem. Yeah? So, do we understand that identifying something or defining something as bad, in fact, my evaluation, conclusion about the meaning of existence. What does it mean to exist? Whether this existence necessitates permanence or not. Ask yourself, if you are happy with your power of sight, would you like it to exist eternally? Yeah. For example, toddler has a power of sight. Baby has a power of sight. toddler has a power of sight. A grown-up young person has a power of sight. An old man like me, and Habib can not that guy, not Habib. So who can compete with me? Habibi, uh, as long as we have power of sight, whether with the help of spectacles
Mhm.
or not, the glasses or not, still we are happy. But if we see the meaning of the universe, and through the meaning, this is important, the purpose of existence in this form, through the meaning. If you don't see the meaning in the existence, you cannot question the purpose of existence. So if you see the meaning and see the purpose of existence in this uh, universe, existence in this universe, then you can make a conclusion according to the conclusion you arrive for the purpose of existence. Do you get it? Purpose of existence. So actually, all good or bad definitions depends on purpose of existence. So why uh, do we exist in this world? We are not asking any question from creator's side, which is impossible, saying that why God created me. It is meaningless question, because what do you mean by God depends on your understanding of the purpose of existence of the universe. So if you don't have any understanding of purpose of existence in general in the universe, within the universe conditions, of course, then we cannot talk about creator. So this idea with its kind of questions are so meaningless questions to me. Meaningless means why God did. God is not defined. What do you mean by God? You don't know. So forget about this kind of questions. Not forget about people keep asking, but never get involved in an answer to this silly, meaningless question. No, this question is not valid. First, we have to establish that whether this question is valid or invalid. We have to establish this. So I wonder what happened in the small room. Look. Okay. Okay, we don't mind. Inshallah. On Saturdays. So next Monday we are here. Before I forget this. Yeah? The following Monday, the building is closed. So which kind of something holiday? Which kind of there is something.
Winter break?
Sorry?
Winter break? Christmas?
No, not winter break. No.
Christmas?
Following Monday. No, I mean
New Year?
this
Stay-
in 2 days Monday and the Monday afterwards. So the building closed. What is it?
Hanukkah. Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Jewish holiday.
Yeah, Jewish holiday, but there was something else.
New Year's?
No, not it's too early for me. Okay, whatever it is, but following Monday, this Monday we are here, inshallah, but the following Monday we want. Now, this Saturday we will be, next Saturday we will be in Woodhaven, and then I'll announce it, inshallah. We will talk about it. So it is a jump. Came to my mind. I think IC is busy now. They are using it for some other purpose. It seems to be many people are coming. Okay. So we are not really coming to a conclusion, but what we have talked so far about all things good, restriction. Why the author said all things good?
Its existence.
So we talked about how to get the answer in a method. So which kind of method we should follow in order to get answer to what is good, what is bad? Did we see? Did we say? Who can summarize it?
You have to frame it within the question of what is the purpose of existence of this thing
So
that determines.
So
what is-
in order to reach that, we have to start from
existence.
existence and purpose of existence and continuation of existence, right? So if I exist only once, as far as I am concerned, if I exist only once and okay, looking for okay, okay. If you are not looking, he doesn't know. Okay. So we cannot talk meaning of existence and purpose of existence. And so permanence of existence. Permanence of existence. Right? So if we conclude that existing only once is everything, it means guarantees what? Permanence existence. Why? I mean, we are not going into details about this subject, but why? If we understand that this universe is meaningful and therefore there is a purpose in its existence, and if this purpose now, as far as human beings are concerned, I was going to say, but let's concentrate on it. As far as human beings are concerned, what is the ultimate purpose of existence? What do you understand from it without copy-pasting from your previous religious knowledge or information? What can be the purpose of existence? Any?
To find my purpose.
Sorry?
To find my purpose.
So, what is the, what is the purpose of finding your purpose of existence? Why do you want to? So, you found out, okay, so what? What is that? What is your purpose of your existence?
To fulfill to fulfill my human expectations that I find within myself.
So, how can you do that? In the condition of this universe, can you fulfill it?
Depends on what you mean by fulfill.
Well, as a human being, what is the fulfillment? Pure, full satisfaction in your existence, with no lacking. Can you fulfill the purpose of your existence within this universe by connecting with the universe? I'm giving a clue or theo or whatever they call it. Now, so how can you do that? Only by
Finding.
using yourself in order to find.
Whatever can fulfill those needs.
It means your source of existence. As soon as you exist, that's it. Why? You understand that this existence needs to be explained. Needs to be explained. How come that I exist? How come something exists? So if you explore on this question and investigate it deeper, you understand that the human beings, I'm just not demonstrating how, but human beings understand that if the thing itself cannot give existence to itself, it must be given existence. So, what is the source of existence? Now, As soon as you exist once as a human being, yeah, not a baby without realizing, fully developed, as a human being. And the first question we are expected to ask within our own nature, where did I come? How come I exist? Very, very easy. But I see this is most obvious question. This is the most obvious question, but not many people ask. They take existence for granted. You know why? They don't think about the meaning of existence, especially nowadays. Even the primitive societies, without having any clue about anything, what they do, they perform lots of things in order to express their gratitude to whatever the source it is that gave existence to this universe. Not only the modern, by modern, not 21st century modern, after when the modernism started with enlightenment, 17th century. Since 17th century, human beings are, if you like, obsessed, if you like, indoctrinated, brainwashed, whatever the word you use, negative words, with the existence of the universe, taking it for granted. That's what I see. Taking it for granted. Even the most primitive societies don't take it for granted, but this modern, in quote unquote, man or civilization takes it for granted. Whole, if you like, whole scientific research are based on what? Taken for granted existence, understanding. Have you noticed that? Do you or not? Think about it. Because people have forgotten to question themselves. Who am I? Why do I exist? How come that I exist? This is the equal question. How do I exist? Why do I exist? It's an equal question, not separated from each other. Depends on each other. So, how do I exist? Taken for granted of existence, taken for granted, taking existence for granted is the result of, how do you say, what do they do? This is the word. They hypnotize human mind. Do you understand? Hypnotize human mind. You exist, that's it. But how? No, it happened to be like this. But how can it be? Is it possible? Question, man. But I see that very primitive societies, without receiving any philosophical education, any prophetic message, nothing, naturally they have this need that there must be something. But unfortunately, most developed scientists or smart people which speak with lots of knowledge, terminology, do not question this. How do we exist? Taken for granted existence, they study. Yeah. Like a very, very not ignorant man, nothing to do with ignorance or being educated. Very dumb person finds himself in a house and without questioning, how come that I am here? What happened that this house is there and I am here?
Yes.
No question. And this dumb person starts Where is the bathroom? I need a bathroom. I need a kitchen. I need some, stove to cook something. Sleep, a place to sleep, and sit somewhere to sit comfortably, to breathe. But you don't. Which kind of human being are you? You don't question. How come that you are here? How come that the house is here? It's a very simple question. It is forgotten. And we have to be aware. I think so many times I mentioned about this point and really brought into the discussion to the attention of ourselves. Never take for granted anything. Question. It's not human. Not questioning is not human. Did I say being a Muslim is important? Not at all. Being a Christian or a Buddhist and an atheist, I don't know whether I don't know, pagan, they call it paganism, following the paganist ideas, is important? No. What is important? Do you question the existence? How do you explain? What is this? And then the meaning, etc., follows, but without the foundation. So that is why we don't feel the need because of the influence from outside, external influence. We don't feel the need to question our existence here and just say that, I want this. Why these bad things are happening? Without saying that, why do I exist in this world? How do I exist in this world? So after that, we understand that existing only once, or another thing, but it is important, but we are not, I don't think we can go into details on this aspect of the matter. Becoming aware of the existence of something, even you don't have it. Such a thing exists. That's enough. We need the permanence of such a thing in its existence. How come it exists? If we investigate it, I am sure the people will become aware that there must be a source of existence. So that further questions come. What is the source of existence? So there are many alternatives. Science brings some sort of answers which ignores and steps over the question of what is the source of existence? What is existence in reality? Just to benefit from it. How can I utilize it? It's a very simplistic, not very really human genius at all. Very simplistic. Taken for granted and continue. But if we start questioning it, scientists don't come up with an answer. Philosophers who are thinking people, let's call it thinkers, don't come up with an answer about the source of existence. But they talk about religion in terms of what? Established religious institutions and ridicule them. I agree with them. To ridicule the established religious institutions. I agree with them. But they don't answer, they don't come up with an answer. So only scriptures, or those people who say God inspired to me, whether genuine or not. What is common among these people? But I said whether genuine one or not, fake one. What is the content of the argument these people come up with? Source of existence. They say, let's say, for example, the source of existence is the fire. An idea? better than not questioning it at all. Do you follow me? These are important matters that we should be aware of. But you can question, can a fire be source of existence? That's the further one. But at least you are in the field now. But the modern mind, especially scientifically and philosophically conditioned people, but the modern philosophy, yeah, I'm not saying to think is wrong, but it's essential. If you don't think, you cannot question anything. So philosophic means tradition, philosophy tradition doesn't question the source of existence, take it for granted, and interpret its existence after taking it for granted, as it is related to human life. So, in an idea, we must welcome. Idea about what?
Source of existence.
Questioning the source of existence. We must welcome. Okay, let's discuss whether this conclusion is consistent within your human qualities and your relationship with the universe. Let's discuss about it. And if we agree, if we don't agree, but at least we are in the same field. Now, this civilization excluded this part of the human side, completely ignored it and left it to be forgotten. Do you notice this? That is the disease of this last 3-4 centuries.
Do they not say that we are looking for the source of existence? We are examining.
Show me one. Which biology questions the source of existence? That existence is forever. No beginning, no end. Eternal in its own being, it means it exists by itself. Self-existing being. Now, chemistry is not different at all. Physics is not different.
When they say we are looking for the God particle,
God particle means what? Explained in the universe within itself. God particle is existent. Looking for means existent. Even if somebody says, I found the God particle. Look at what is the source of existence of this God particle? It's within the universe. Can it be the self-existing being? It means absolute. Can it be? So they look, for example, later developments. Of course, this is that these are all theories, but at least doing something. Not ignoring completely. At least they don't ignore completely. But they look go. 14 billion years ago, something appeared and started exploiting and how do you say? Expanding. Yeah, that is the existence. Before there was what? Non-existence. This is silly. Void, existence in void, existence in non-existence, or within non-existence. These are the latest philosophies. If you notice what's going on in that physics area. Do you know that there is a theory now existence comes out of non-existence?
They don't even commit to that.
Sorry?
They don't even commit to that. They posit that the Big Bang might have happened.
That is Big Bang, but later than Big Bang. These are very recent developments among the physicists.
Like I was asking, my friend is in molecular bioengineering.
Okay.
And I was like, so, like, where does it come from? And it's like, why do you need to know that?
Yes, that's conditioned. Where did I come from? So that I will make a sense of my existence and meaning in my existence. So We understand that this is the main disease of this culture. So we shouldn't talk on a superficial level whether this is good or not, why the evil happens. Well, we have to say who defines evil. Evil according to what? Don't you see that the young people are dying? Okay, when they get old, they die. Does it matter? What does death mean? What does death mean? Whether you die after 5 years or 50 years or 500 years, what does it matter? What does death mean? Who said that a person must definitely live until the age of 80, 90? Who said that? That's your perception. So they don't go to the root of the problem. What is that? We need permanent existence. They don't go into that aspect. So talking about good or evil is if we don't really go into the depth of the problem is pointless, but we should understand, at least concentrate on the point that whatever exists, as soon as it exists, it's good. How long it stays within a certain level of existence or stage of existence doesn't matter. We continuously change anyway. Do we bother? No. But as you start getting older, you start bothering. No, I don't want to get older. Means it is a perception that I am getting closer to death. It means frightens if I am not aware that death is another type of transmission in the stages of my existence. Of course, it bothers me. But if I know it's just another stage, every day I go through this stage anyway. So I don't mind. Why? As long as I exist. Death is another type of existence for me. So if it is because of the source of existence, I understand this. If I don't define who the source of or what the source of existence is, it becomes very difficult to understand that after death, my existence still should continue. Because if I exist by myself, if I die, apparently within the conditions of this universe, this is the end of my existence. Because I couldn't sustain my existence within the conditions of this universe. Got it? So, talking about good and evil at a social level or at a cultural level is pointless. That's why people cannot solve it. They say they cannot solve it because they speak in terms of culture. They don't go to the root of the problem or the matter. Okay. Oh, we too shall start to it. It means in the name of God. We shall start with to in the name of God. It means let's discuss about what in the name of God really means in terms of, I will say it's in my mind, existence. So in the name of God, in terms of the existence of everything, how do we understand that? Is it really true that everything exists in the name of God? That is the main subject here. Nothing to do with the reward or the punishment or religious activity or saying it at a certain ceremonies or ceremonial activities. No, it's nothing to do with it. These are later on, very later. I mean, maybe we can discuss after everything is understood, and we can say what is the significance of it is in my personal physical relationship with the world. Yeah, but now first intellectually I have to be satisfied with it. Okay.
a
So-
question. What is your reasoning behind changing with to two?
Sorry? Choosing?
When you said we shall start to it
Yeah.
as opposed to with it?
No, because we don't start with it if we don't understand what it is. But in reality, the original language says to it.
Mm.
But that is what the author is very conscious of what he's saying. So to it. But as the translator took it for granted from the cultural background, we start with it. No, we don't start with it. We start to discuss it. So if we what it infers actually, if you don't know what in the name of God phrase means, how can you start with it? You don't know what it is. So, I mean, culturally, people say Bismillah, even in the name of God, is not necessarily a Muslim thing. Most of the Christians, billions of people, by the way, they are not a small number, they're much, much more than maybe twice and 2.5 times more than Muslim population in general, the demographic figure. So of the people are Christians, follow the Christian tradition or narrative, as it is called nowadays. So this is tradition, Christian tradition, Muslim tradition, what is followed generally. They all say in the name of God, but some denominations among the Christians say in the name of Jesus, but they mean, again, representative of God. Okay, incarnate God, or incarnated God, or incarnate God, whatever. The denominations' language is different. But in Islamic tradition, they don't confuse with anything. Just say in the name of God, the Lord of the universe. So Islamic tradition is more straightforward than Christian tradition. Jewish tradition definitely says in the name of God. But there are their number is very insignificant in the world. Something like 70 million. The other one is 2.5 billion. So, but it's a tradition. Now, Buddhism, for example, is a very widely practiced tradition. Hinduism as well, or all the denominations of other sub traditions, Taoism or this kind of things, Taoism, other Confucianism, this kind of things. I don't know the details, but whatever it is, they all use this kind of language. But what is the point for us? Oh, I got a warning. What is the point for us here to notice? If we don't know what really we mean by saying in the name of God, but starting something physically by saying in the name of God is what? I mean, not the purpose. That's it. I mean, not completely meaningless. It reminds somebody God or concept of God. It's okay, but not in the name of God. What does it mean? At the existential level again. Not many people talk about it, unfortunately. Am I right or wrong? 12:24. Okay, we compensated the missing point at the beginning, but we are very late. I think we should stop here. I am marking here. Okay? You understand too, rather than with? Okay, thank you. 12.
14.
Inshallah, next Saturday in Woodhaven, Monday here. Inshallah. That's for next one. Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Thank you. I'm very happy with this introduction to the book, the words. I think we can continue this line of thinking, inshallah.